Yeah, what do you guys want to do?
So we still have some time before whatever's going to happen is going to happen.
I mean, yeah, you basically have time to decide what you want to do.
We're all.
Exactly.
Are we like secluded off? Like where if we discuss stuff amongst ourselves, we it seems like no one's around listening.
Yeah, where you are right now is pretty. There's not
Oh, we
nobody.
just want to go down so shop owners are not like
Yeah.
right there.
Makes sense.
Mm. Yeah. So William will just once again inform them, like just so I'm sure that I told you guys everything about waiting the hour and them asking for assistance and all that stuff, and just kind of what do we want to do? Do we give any warning? It seems like even members of the court currently are more willing to get rid of this current leader.
I mean, you're not seriously suggesting that we assist in an assassination purely for our own self interest.
And like, not saying to do it for our own interests. It's more of a case of the current soggy court is helping, well, the hags, as we're more than likely guessing that the new one would be open to old leadership.
I
Seems
have no problem with killing them for our own interest because I would like to get out of this area as soon as possible.
You do, you realise you're probably in the safest place you probably can be right now?
Uh, in your mind, yes, but I would still like to get out back to the place where I've never had any dreams or voices in my head of my past coming to haunt me. So I don't feel as safe as you do.
Well, I'll let that secret reveal itself in due time.
I say we do the option that gets us more potential aid going against the hags.
Which would be getting rid of the current king.
The
assuming we can trust someone who's going to plot an assassination to then help us. I'm opposed to this. I'll be upfront with it. Killing this near stranger because we suspect that he might be less helpful than another near stranger to us is, well, is not a pleasant thought.
the best options are not always pleasant, but I see where you're coming from. I would agree, but as Arvid has said also, this leader is pretty obviously working with the people who the hags who have overthrown the rightful ruler. So that gives me a bit of uh, acceptance with it.
It might just be my read on this situation, but all the individuals since we've come to this part of Hither struck me as more opportunistic allies. I imagine both their predecessors and successors will fall much to the same trends of whoever is in charge is who they will follow.
Well,
Yeah, I mean, can't blame them for following someone if they don't want to get murdered. And Arvid, didn't you say the key to this whole place is like happy memories or something? Didn't you want to spread joy and merriment or something?
generally, yes, positive feelings and thoughts do help, but it's kind of a situation of once the billionaire is back in charge, everything will also start reverting to how it should be.
We also do have a bit of time before the hour's up. Uh, if it would put your mind at ease at all, Callum, we could go back and just have some conversations with the current leader in the court and see if they are
I,
truly working with the hags.
I actually have some thoughts on that. By all means, a division of labor to speak with them more directly seems to make sense. Do you folks remember the talking heads outside of their chambers on the way in? Where
The
the
previous leaders.
yes, with the gentleman with the antlered head that we traded for the gourd is. If they can still converse, maybe they can shed some light as well. I'm sure he didn't. Our current, uh, the current leader of this town didn't kill all of those folks. Nor am I
But yes,
entirely certain they're dead. So we could try to
that
glean some
is.
information from them.
We could have a few of us distracting the court with the leader, and one or two of us can also find out a bit of the history.
I don't mind investigating some of their history, especially since they've overthrown Zabilna.
Well, if well, we should get going quickly then. We are not wasting time, but we're time is of the essence. So if things were to start happening uh, before we were finished with our discussions investigation, what what should I do? I don't want to do something that not at least the majority of you are okay with.
I would say without our investigation complete, again, killing someone in cold blood certainly seems like the least beneficial option. Uh,
It's my
most
personal favorite option.
most loose ends associated with it, and most potential dire consequences that we may not yet be aware of.
I'm not even saying about if I should kill. I'm also wondering if we come to the group decision, I can inform them of the plot.
Hmm.
But it does
Uh,
appear that even if we do not participate in it, it's going to happen. So I think we have to take a side one way or the other.
Well,
Callum seems to think very hard and stroke his little beard for a second.
No, there is always the option of staying out of it.
Yes, but then we risk, well, the people who are attempting to kill him, who are expecting my help, being mad at us if they come out successful. And if they are not successful, we will risk the current leader somehow finding out that we were conspiring with them. So I think one way or the other, we choose a side and we have to ensure that that side is victorious.
well, I've given you my recommendation. It's up to the rest of you what way you wish to go forward with it.
And I can give you guys a little bit of additional information that you would have. We talked about it a little bit, but you would have been able to glean previously from like Clapperclaw, Scarecrow, because he's out there with the talking heads.
He's what
Essentially,
I was thinking of.
yeah. So essentially, each of those heads were the previous monarch, and they were all basically killed in a row by each other. So the current king, Gullo, did not kill all of them. He would have just killed the most recent one, and then the one, and it just sort of goes on down the line. It's just sort of like how things have progressed. Additionally, the king, current king, I mean, he's given you the way to go and see Bavlorna by returning this book, that he just wants you to tell her that he did not steal. He just had it for safekeeping. You can tell that he's actually quite afraid of her. So you don't necessarily get the idea that he's like in particular cahoots with her. It's just more of like he's wanting to make sure that she
He's
isn't
surviving.
unhappy. Yeah. And the other guy, Illig, who wants to kill him, hasn't given you any indication about his plans other than I want to kill the king because he is an idiot. So you don't know his Illig's plans as to like what he would do were he king. He just said that Gullop is a witless buffoon and unworthy of the crown, and he wants to declare himself the king. But you don't know his his view of Bavlorna or anything
His
like that.
motivations.
Right. Beyond,
Well-
he just wants to be the king himself.
All right, quick question then. We were given the note talking about the assassination from one of the members who is currently in his court, right?
So
Yes.
yes, it was actually this guy right here.
All right.
So that's
We
the
can't
other
see
thing.
that.
What do you mean you can't see that?
It's dynamic
Full
lighting.
darkness.
Well,
Oh, you guys can't see my
you'd have,
light.
you'd have to move over there. Anyway, that's fine. It's one of the guys in the
So,
court. So
but my question is, well, no, he didn't give the note to me, so I wouldn't know. I was gonna say, did it seem like it's pretty clear that they were in favor of replacing him, right?
At least that one.
at least one of them,
Okay.
because you got the note that said "Find Illig" and like "Long live the revolution," essentially.
All right.
So it's kind of like one of those scenarios of, do you deal with? I mean, you don't necessarily know, but like kind of deal with the devil that you know or the one that you don't. So you kind of know Gullo, at
Mhm.
least. You know, he's been sort of, kind of upfront with you at the very least. Like he just says, "Hey, go talk to Bavlorna. Here's the thing. Give it to her, and just tell her I didn't steal it."
Egocentric, cowardly, a
Yeah,
little sneaky, but not necessarily evil.
right.
Do you
And
think we
Illig,
could?
you don't know.
Do you think we could convince him that maybe Bavlorna is behind the
You guys already have
assassination
this in your
attempt?
thing, but you know, there's your good friend, the king.
I
I
think we'd
still
be
like his
better
pet
off.
Cayman.
I think we'd be better off, not trying or not getting on the bad side of Lorna if we're looking to turn her against her sisters.
I would very much like to go speak with the previous leaders, and standing here debating it is not getting us any more information.
I agree. Well, with the new information of that he doesn't seem to be working with uh, the hags, I would say that does change my mind a bit into more in the favor of giving him a bit of warning and even uh, pointing out the member of his court who is plotting against him.
I might not quite go that far. I do worry about what actions he would take against such an individual were it known. But at least our lack of participation or prevention of anyone taking more aggressive measures
Let's
might
just
prevent
pretend we
any
didn't get the
unnecessary
note.
bloodshed.
Let's just pretend we didn't get the note, carry on as we intended, and as things go tits up, I'll cut us a way out. Sound good?
To be
We need to
fair, if you tell him that people are planning to assassinate him, he might start killing innocents if we don't point out who.
that's one of the reasons why I said we give him the one who did. But uh, my goal here is not.
We can gauge
In,
his reaction when that comes to it.
yeah,
In the
I kind
meantime,
of look at Callum and like look down and just say, it's not what I like to say, but I am much less concerned about who survives rather than ensuring that we can get what we need.
well, it's not the who of it, my friend. It's the how many. And Callum's going to start walking back towards where those heads are.
As we're all leaving, William's gonna kind of put a hand out on Signe's wrist and look to her and Ragnar and just say, it is your sister that is on a time constraint as well. I think you two should be the ones to decide." And he'll just start going.
Ragnar would just look at Signa and be like, "Well, I think your choice is the one that allows you to fight more."
Well, yeah. I like to stick to my strengths.
Remind me, God, how horribly muddy are these clothes we're wearing?
We just changed.
You just changed.
Yes, but they were already nasty, weren't they?
No, they weren't nasty. They're just old.
They're really, really shabby.
I mean,
Okay.
they're. It looks like at one point they were very nice, and they've just they're just old and worn out, and
You don't
Okay.
just keep
Right. I
prestidigitation.
I was gonna say I was just trying to decide whether I should wade through the swamp and whether that mud would be noticeable to avoid actually walking through the court and being like, "Excuse me, pardon me, still need 10 minutes."
I don't think
and Matt, can
it
you,
wouldn't be too much of an issue as far as like walking by them.
whichever one of these ones it was, can you just put like a little mark on or something, or just so? All right, it was okay.
Well,
All right.
But
but
Ragtime,
I will
as
put
far
a
as it,
ninja. I'll put a ninja face on him.
He's the
that's
assassin.
funny.
All right,
But
so
Ragtime,
William will kind of just approach it because I know that Callum at least wants to go to the other end. So William will kind of just approach and just start chatting with the king, and thank you very much for the clothes. We truly do appreciate it. We look forward to serving you and becoming members, and just kind of like chatting him up and kind of doing my best to flatter him so I maintain his attention.
Yeah, I'll give you a hand doing that.
Okay. And Callum will definitely make his way by to our scarecrow friend. And he's still here, I'm assuming.
Yep.
And excuse me, friend, I have a bit of a question for you.
He looks up at you expectantly.
I know that we discussed this very briefly earlier, but these gentlemen here, you said they were the previous rulers of this domain.
I believe most of them were.
Did you know any of them? Were you here to see their reigns?
I was here for that one, and he points to this one here. They don't all have names, by the way.
Yeah, that's fine. What could you tell me about him from your experience?
Well, I mean, they're all, from what I can gather, they're all kind of the same. They're self-important, and although they seem to all mostly care about the people here, even if they kind of go about it in different ways.
So, rulers, if not necessarily the most pleasant people, but fair enough and
Well, I mean, for the most part, since the hag has been here, it's more of a figurehead sort of thing. They don't really have a whole lot of power. They just act like they do.
and the hag's been here through how many of these folks?
1.5, I guess.
Half being the one that you knew or the one before him?
The one that I knew, and then the current.
I see. What would your thoughts be on how their interactions with the hag, if you don't mind me asking?
Terror, I suppose. Just does whatever she says, like most people around here.
I suppose that makes sense. She is quite the powerful individual, I believe, at least from what I've heard.
Yeah, they like to talk about her. All I know is that she's pretty distrustful, and she hates her sisters, especially Scabatha.
Is that so? You wouldn't happen to know why that is? Just idle curiosity. I apologize for it.
I don't know. Seems kind of odd for family to hate each other, but
I agree. See, what is this gentleman's name, by the way? The one who you knew. I'd rather like to address him as something other than just you, the head on the stick.
I'm looking. They don't have names.
It's fine. You can.
I know. I was just looking to see if I missed it, but yeah, they don't have names. The most recent one's name was Kermit.
Kermit. Thank
Oh
you.
my.
Since they're kind of frogs.
Callum will just look to whoever else came with them. See if there's anything anyone else wants to ask first before he moves on to the disembodied head. Take that as a no.
Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm just observing things as they unfold.
Also, just as a reminder, Clapperclaw, your 3-foot little scarecrow friend, which coincidentally you were able to help without meaning to by having his head, the stag
Yeah, I
skull.
think that was the really good roll I had at the bandit place.
Yeah, so you didn't have to go back and find it for him. He knows the way from thither to hither, so he could help guide you if you uh,
Oh, yes.
find a way to get back
And
from
you know the.
Bavlorna.
That's right. And you said that you do know the way to thither, correct?
I do, yeah.
Is that where the particular sister she doesn't care for is? Or is that the third one? I'm terrible with names.
I don't know exactly which one is which.
That's fine. As I said, just curious. Thank you very much for your help so far. I'm going to go speak with the Kermit, Lord Kermit. Not sure exactly how to address these individuals.
Actually, I take that back. He does know. Um, Skabatha is in thither, and in fact, he would probably tell you this, I suppose. So Skabatha Nightshade is the sister that he's referring to, and the one that Bavlorna is not a fan of. Skabatha is also known as Granny Nightshade, and in fact, Granny Nightshade is the one who created Clapperclaw.
Really?
But Clapperclaw refuses to go anywhere near Bavlorna's cottage, and obviously anywhere near Skabatha's, wherever she happens to be in thither, because he has just as afraid of them as the Bullywugs are.
Makes sense.
And he actually ran away from her so that he wouldn't have to perform the evil tasks that he was created to do for her. That's why he's here instead of there.
Well, I'm glad you found a more peaceable option.
And as he was running away, the brigand stole his head. That's how he ended up to be where he is.
Well, as I said, I'm glad you found a more peaceable option for this. More individuals like you would do the world good.
Clapperclaw, do you know why Skabatha and Bavlorna are on bad terms?
Well, Skabatha is a terrible person, but so is Bavlorna, so I don't really know. You know, it
I
would be one thing
apologize.
if you would dislike somebody because they were awful, but Bavlorna is also awful, so I don't really know why they would dislike each other aside from them just competing on awfulness.
I see. Thank you for the insight.
Callum will turn his attention to the decapitated bullywugs. And do they seem to be? I mean, they're still just yammering away, right?
Yeah,
They have been.
arguing with each other. Since we're doing the Muppet theme, you can think of the
Yep.
two old guys up in the top heckling each other and everybody else.
Excuse me, Kermit, was it? Abercrombie here said that was your name. Is that correct?
Maybe. Who's asking?
Oh, apologies. My name is Callum. I'm not originally from here, but I had a few
really?
questions. Yes, I had a few questions about the current leadership here, and I thought you might be a good person to ask.
Well,
Your thoughts on them? I'm assuming not pleasant, given your current situation.
He is a weak ruler, is what I would say, and heard rumors, in fact, that people want to kill him.
Is that so? And do you have any inclination as to why he dispatched of you personally?
It's kind of what we do.
I suppose that is fair. Arcanum says, looking down the line of other decapitated polywogs.
I mean, yeah, it's like they almost kind of don't take offense to it, that particular thing. It's like, it's just it's what happens.
See? And your current state is. You are, of course, yourself. You seem to have memories of your more mobile days.
Yeah, just kind of the lot that we accept.
You didn't happen to experience anything unusual upon your death, did you? Any glimpses into the beyond, so to speak?
Kind of raises an eyebrow. I don't think they have eyebrows, but raises a
Brow
fold
ridge.
above his eye. Yes. Uh, uh, not anything like that. No.
Just continuous consciousness from then to now.
There's a bit of a gap there from, I suppose, the death to the transfer to the stick.
Is the stick? I'm so certain this is rude to ask, but is the stick relevant to your ability to continue to converse with me as such?
It's a good question. We've never quite determined it. No one's fallen off yet, but it's possible. Not quite sure how the magic works.
I see. Well, it has been most helpful. And you, and Callum will just point to the one next to him that he doesn't have a name for.
He looked like he was half sleeping. What?
What are your thoughts on the gentleman to your left?
And he just sort of looks at all of them. Well, they're all jerks.
I see. I appreciate your time, gentlemen. Is there anything I can do to repay you for this small kindness?
Go away.
Fair enough. And Callum will go away. Interesting.
Yeah. Did you learn what you wanted to learn?
It certainly sets my mind more at ease with William's initial course of action, although also I still stand by that this may not be the. I'd prefer a route of non-violence, but if we must, some sort of magics here seem to make this less concerning than I would normally take such actions to be.
Is ignoring the side problem still a possibility? Just go on like we never even saw anything?
It certainly is. At least it seems to me. But
The only thing I don't like about that is then we wouldn't get on either side's good side.
well, the current leader had given us that book to return. Yes, once we became a member of the court.
He
I guess
did.
that's true.
So we still have an avenue to find Lorna. Although, did you overhear that her sister in particular is not on good terms with her?
Last I
Mhm.
understood, none of them are on good terms with any of them.
None of them, but our scarecrow friend there seems to think that one in particular is worse off than the other. Just might be worth noting if our plan is to create a ruse.
I mean, it
In
just
any,
as a just to throw it out there. I mean, kind of what Signet mentioned, I mean, there isn't anything that's necessarily stopping you from just taking the book that he offered you and leaving, because that's what he's asking you to do, is take the book
Exactly.
to her. So you could, what the ramifications of that are unknown, but yeah, you don't have to stick around if you don't choose to, necessarily.
Oh, I see. I thought he hadn't given us the book yet. I thought he was waiting to give it to us until we joined.
Well, yeah, I mean, once you guys all sort of show up all dressed and everything, he's going to give it to you and say,
Oh, okay.
"Here you go." He was just waiting for you guys to go and.
To join the court before he gave it to us.
Oh,
But
see, I thought he was doing like a thing to make us join. Okay.
No, it was literally just like
Go change, get in the uniform.
go change, and he had given us no other directions on what would be required for that to happen. There might be other things, but if there are, he hasn't told us.
No, he told you from the beginning is that the only thing that you needed to join the court to be able to speak to Bavlorna. So the idea was that he basically said, you're in the court as long as you agreed to do it. Just go get dressed, and then I'll give you the book and you go talk to her, because you had to be dressed appropriately to go and talk to her. And then I think there was an insight check. I may be wrong, but basically just that he's making this up as far as like, you don't have to be part of the soggy court to talk to her. He's just trying to seem important.
We're humoring him.
Yes. But again, the big thing was that he's like, take the book and give it to her and tell her that I didn't steal it and that I was just, keeping it for safekeeping.
Well, I feel more comfortable now. Shall we join William and
Please.
yes. By all means, after you.
And also just do everybody just do a perception check, looking around at the soggy court and the members and the
Yay!
Perception,
Nice.
you said?
Yep.
Oh wow, we actually rolled really well on.
Well,
Well,
We rolled
Signe's
really
just-
well, and then Signe was there too.
She's
Yes.
just sizing everyone up on who she's gonna smash first.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
Signe is otherwise very bored.
Well, so that's the thing. So looking around the court, you see the king, and he does look, like he's putting on airs and all that kind of stuff. But looking around at everybody else, including the one that passed the note, they all do actually look fairly capable of combat, I suppose. They look like they could handle themselves. And you don't know where the loyalties lie for all of them, but you do see that, like, hey, if this breaks into a fight, this isn't gonna be just coup de grace stabbing a bunch of frogs and then we're off to see the wizard. You're like, okay, and you can see that some of them do have sidearms and that type of thing. So it won't be a walk in the park necessarily as well. The king actually does appear to be the weakest of the group, and so you can kind of see why everybody is like making mention of the fact that he appears
He's a
to be
weak
somewhat.
leader.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, as we were doing all this, or as he was talking, can I do my best to, like ascertain his actual feelings toward the hag? Like, just I'll be saying stuff along the lines of, with such an intelligent leader, you must have a great relationship with the ruler of the area. You must be one of her favorite, underlings, just that kind of stuff. Trying to see like if he gives me anything about how he feels towards her.
Yep. You can do an insight check.
yeah, I
Oh,
think
this is not good for me.
I'll join in because I would have been listening to the same conversation.
Callum would probably be paying closer attention to the one who we know wants to assassinate the king, just hanging out near him, not really do anything, just being close in case something happens.
As far as when you're asking him about Bavlorna, you can see he's very uncomfortable about, like, you can tell that he's trying to sort of nod and say, "Oh yeah, she loves me," but you can tell he's very uncomfortable, and you can tell that the mention of her name kind of makes him wince a little bit. So you get the idea that he's afraid of her, and that he's agreeing with you because you're saying all these things, like these nice things about her, and he doesn't want to contradict you. Um, but yeah, you don't
Okay.
get the feeling that he's all on board with what she's about. He's just doing what he can to not die, and that's why he's like, again, making the point of like, okay, just make sure that you tell her when you give her this book, wasn't I
Yeah.
didn't take it, I'm totally cool. No need to be angry with me, that kind of thing.
Okay.
I like that you all have him surrounded, like you're about to go full blown like Julius Caesar on this guy.
Et tu, Brute?
Um, well, as Callum is kind of approaching, can I look around and see if I notice any of the others that I saw in that like hut down to the south? Do I see any other groups approaching the area?
Not at the moment.
Then I'll walk up to Callum and just kind of like not like try not make it look obvious, just kind of say and a little bit under my breath. So did you find out any information that made you feel any better or worse?
Uh, Slightly better, roughly neutral. I still say my earlier statements stand, though the conviction behind them is marginally less, given the odd state of this plane.
Well, do you believe informing would be the best option then?
I. Callum looks very just torn on this again. I do not know. I'm not sure if informing or simply staying out of things will be the most equitable solution for the most people.
Well,
The
we
easiest
do
way to make things not your problem is to not take them on.
that is very true. So as Signe kind of says that, William will just approach the king and just say, "Well, if you would like, we can get right onto that delivery for you. We would just need. I'm assuming you would have to give some sort of written permission for us to return to her. Uh, that they'll let us in with it."
Just tell them that you're members of the Soggy Court, and you'll let them know that I'll send word ahead. Nothing needs to be written, but and you actually crossed over the when you went to go and find Illig. So it's in the center of the town. The stairs that are going up. He would just sort of show you that's where you need to go, and he sort of hands the book out to, I guess, Arvid, because Arvid's the one standing in front of him. So
Thank you.
All right. Then yeah. So William will kind of look around to everyone and just say, "Right, we have a job to do for the." He did refer to himself as king, right?
yes, King
Okay.
Gullop.
Yeah, we do have a job to do for the king. Should we move along now then? And he'll just kind of like try to look at everyone and gauge if they want to leave or if they want to see what happens.
I'll leave if that's the way everyone wants to go.
I'm sorry, what did we decide while I was gone?
Well, kind of just to let what's going to happen happen. We have the book, which is our way to get into the hag, So kind of just thanks for the job and leave this to whatever happens.
Okay, we don't want to we don't want to hang back and watch it unfold and then throw support to whoever's winning.
That was not really discussed.
Yeah, people are really uncomfortable about jumping in.
Okay, then shall we go?
Yes.
All right. So it was back down this way, Matt, and to the south?
Basically, just straight south of where you are.
Okay.
You guys can just move through there are lily pads and stuff, but you guys can just move down. You can see it's there.
When we get away from the Sagiko, any way I could flip through the pages?
Yep.
Anything interesting?
Let me see what specifics it gives on the book.
Who's this person? I got lost on my way out.
You guys are over here. I don't know where you are.
Bottom right. So I guess I would have stayed with the group and not have noticed this person though.
Yes, come to the center of the map.
So yeah, these are stairs that are leading up.
Like, if there's nothing for the book, that's fine. Like, if it's just hag scribbling.
No, there's this particular area has multiple locations on it, so I'm just trying to scroll through where it actually is listed.
Try to read over Arvid's shoulder and see if I can understand any of it.
So it would be written in Sylvan.
Yeah, I can't read that.
It is essentially, it looks like a sort of scribblings of, well, it has a name that would roughly translated into common as the Big Book of Bad Blood, in which she has essentially listed her displeasure with her enemies in detail.
What is it,
That could be
Arvid?
helpful.
Well, she's called it her Big Book of Bad Blood.
Ah, it's a black book.
Yes, basically it's she's just noted down the people she dislikes and why.
It's a pretty big book.
Nah.
Could I scroll to her sisters?
They are actually not in there specifically.
Well, looks like her sisters aren't in here.
Well, that's kind of silly.
Maybe she cares for them more than she lets on.
Or she just knows if the book fell into the wrong hands that someone could use it against her.
Well, I mean, this batty old hag has warped the rules here. Who's to say that the rules haven't been warped anywhere else?
I'm not sure I follow.
Well, the reason why she could rule here is because she changed the rules where she believes that she owns everything, so she's on top. Who's to say in one of the other realms, if they were to get a hold of a copy of the book or something, that whatever's listed in the book wouldn't affect whatever's happening in a different realm? Or that they have magic that could visibly figure this out. I don't know, divination? Is that what you guys call it? I don't know.
I mean, no offense, Signe. I suppose that is technically possible, but it certainly seems like quite the leap to assume that is true.
Oh, I didn't say it was true. It's just possible. I don't know. This place is weird.
I think
Wait.
everyone can agree with that.
Well, the next question is, how do you want to proceed with the hag?
Bloodily.
Well, I believe using Clapperjaw's information, or Clapperclaw, we probably would be best to attempt to turn her against her next sister. If we could even get two of them out of the way before encountering the third, that would be extremely beneficial.
So we've got one for kill and another
Oh,
for
not kill yet, not yet.
no, that's Signet,
Oh, okay.
and one for trickery. So how do the rest want to go?
I would say trickery or kill.
Of the two options, I'm in agreement with William in this case.
Johan, any opinion?
I would like to turn them against each other. That has been my opinion the whole time. It's better to, try to convince one that the other, assist one to kill the other, then maybe strike the second one down while they're weak.
This is my way of thinking as well.
My only worry is that with this route, they might choose to mobilize actual forces against each other. But there's also the greatest potential for, resolving this in a more preferable manner, if you take my meaning. So, I believe I do still side with trickery, even though the risk is greater.
Well, it's fine. We can go that route. Just be warned that beings that tend to rule realms are not so easily tricked.
I could try to convince her with the charm of the monarch.
That's true. You could.
You are more eloquent with words than the rest of us, pretty much. So I'd be okay with you leading this.
Agreed. Although, as forewarning, should an assault of some sort be imminent that will involve those less directly at stake here, plans may change.
I'm hoping that they just get mad at each other and fight each other.
May as well.
Before we go up, I'm going to kind of look to Arvid and just say, have you ever had any encounters with hags in the past?
Kind of. It's not all hags are the same. They don't all use the exact same methods. So what I know doesn't exactly translate over to this one. But by the fact that these three part of the coven rule different realms, means they're probably a little stronger than the average hag.
I'm more concerned with our current situation. From past experiences in other planes outside of the prime material, creatures, especially more powerful ones, can read your thoughts. And do you think that's something we have to worry about here?
Well, it would be in the capabilities of a hag. It's just whether they believe you or not. If you start to show signs of trickery, they'll probably go down that route, and then, well, maybe Cygnus'
Bad.
option would probably end up being the one we go, but you can certainly attempt it.
Yeah, just be a cold-hearted bastard. You'll be fine.
Well, I think that it would be best then for one of us to speak. So again, I would say Ragna, because the more of us that talk, the more chances we have to slip up or make a mistake.
I agree. And
Ragna's perfect.
I also agree that of the five of us here, Ragnar has shown the greatest eloquence in dealing with these matters in the past.
No pressure, Ragna.
I'm sure it'll be all right. And she kind of gives a small smile.
Should things go wrong, you have plenty of backup. But
No, Ragna, you're gonna do great.
I have faith in you.
I'm sort of excited to see how the charm of the monarch will work.
Right? Oh, man. Oh, you're gonna knock it out of the park. I just know it.
Well, just remember the warnings. This is a realm of trickery and deals. So you have to word yourself very carefully.
Ragna, if she chases after you, I'll cut off her legs so she can't run anymore.
Okay.
You'll be safe with us at your back.
And as we're going up, William is just gonna kind of fumble through his pouches and stuff, and he has a vial of acid from earlier. He's just gonna slide it up his sleeve just to have on hand for quick use, just in case.
Thinking about how the people wanted happy memories, and it seems like maybe the hag wants to have a stash of happy memories, I'm gonna start playing the memory of telling the Haragon he's not mugging me today. And just like start watching that again in my head because it was funny.
And before we reach the top or wherever Bavlorna is, Ragna will set off the charm of the monarch. Whoop, that's not how you make it go. Go.
So my roll 20 is absolutely busted right now. Like I'm trying to load it in a different browser right now.
Someone yesterday who was DMing was telling me that they were having some big problems with it too. So
Oh, it just popped up for me.
Yeah, same.
that is interesting.
Okay, I was able to refresh it.
Yeah, I mean mine was just absolutely frozen, so I couldn't do anything.
Yeah, I think I'm definitely having Arvid give information, but he's gonna let all of you make the decisions here.
No problem. Also, Tara, the player, is a bit tired and drained from today, so hopefully she can make good eloquence for Ragna. Yay.
Well, fingers crossed.
And so I like to imagine her monarch butterfly wings to be like more red than orange to kind of contrast very nicely with her white everything else.
All right.
Yay.
So could everybody see at least?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did we come up through this pool in the middle? Because that's concerning.
You came up through this hatch right here.
Yeah.
Okay.
And actually, before we you guys can start sort of looking around, but let's take a quick break if you need it, because I'm gonna restart my entire computer because this thing is just roll 20 is just doing nothing for me right now.
Bio break
Well,
it
that's not
is.
All right, so
Sounds
I will
good.
be back in a moment.
Okay.
My dog is being such a drama queen.
I get that. My bird sometimes acts like a really big drama queen.
But do they just want attention? Or do you have more than one bird, or just one? What, like a bird and a cat, right?
Yeah, I have a bird and a cat, and yeah, she wants attention and is pretty fine most of the time. But this past weekend, I had Monday off as well, and also was like a total hermit. So I was basically with her on the couch all the time.
Uh-huh.
So this Tuesday and Wednesday, I've been at my desk because I've been working, and she's just been screaming and yelling at me to be like, "Hey, what about them cuddles? Happened to that?"
Yeah, my girlfriend is getting her master's, but she's in her final year and only takes like 2 classes, and then she teaches like a class online the other 2 days a week. So she's usually here for most of the week. And my dog is used to having her around, and she'll like hang out in the living room while she's doing stuff on her computer and working and all that. But she had to go back. She's been gone for a couple weeks because she's had work. Like she picked up a side gig for a week or two. And so now he's home all alone during the day. And so when I get home and I'm exhausted from work, he just comes up to me and he's like, "Hey, we're gonna play now, right? We're gonna play." It's
Yeah.
like, it's like, God damn it! Why can't you just relax?
All right.
How
So
are
it seems everything is working now again
yes?
Yay.
for the moment.
Hooray!
Hooray.
So, if you guys would like to do perception checks, investigation checks for this room that you're in, you can do so.
Absolutely.
Have we been able to get up here like no sort of guards or anything have been around? Everything's just been walk right through.
Correct. Yes.
Then yes, I would definitely like to start looking around.
Ragna's too busy flying and having a fun time flying. She is.
Can I do investigations for like any sort of like important markings or papers or anything that might be anywhere around on like any of the desks or anything?
Yeah.
I
So
would
let me go through here.
I would assist an investigation check.
Yeah, because if I roll perception, it's just bad. So I'd
Yeah.
rather
Yeah. I mean,
investigate
you guys
for
can do
particular stuff.
you can do investigation. I mean, that's
Okay.
it's either or. I mean, perception is obviously just sort of like what you see, and investigation is like I'm specifically looking for things. So, in the center of the room here, you see a recessed pool lined with moldy clay tiles, taking up this majority of this room. Um, there is stagnant water in there, about a foot deep, and you can see that in the center is a head of stone, um, and it's kind of like it looks like a well, um, giving off an unpleasant, pungent odor. Um, and in the center, or I'm sorry, not in the center, to the to the right there, you can see there is a freestanding mirror with an oval frame that is kind of floating a little bit in the water. And then surrounding the pool are creaky floorboards that are arranged in a 10-foot wide walkway around this pool. There are shelves, tables, and stools of all shapes and styles. Um, Almost every available surface is littered with stacks of dirty plates, scraps of food, and old junk. And in the upper right there, you'll see that there are dressing dummies that are pushed together. And there is a wooden staircase on the left side that appears to be going up. And there are 5 closed doors around the room. And then you can. Is there anything of those things you can investigate further? You can look at the dummies, the mirror. You can look at the pool.
Can I open the doors and peek through? Any that are not locked?
It would appear that none of them are locked, so just a matter of which doors would you like to open?
So there's 2 right here, right? Or
Yep.
is that just one?
Now there are 2 doors. Well, there's the so technically, like what William is standing in front of is a window. That's
Yeah,
a
so
door that you're in front of.
I'll open that door and peek in?
The
Balcony.
balcony. It's a 10-foot wide balcony that's running the length of the cottage, it would seem.
Okay.
And there are. It's covered from end to end, basically, with frogs. And there are some clotheslines draped with patchwork garments stretched across. And looking out, you can hear, obviously, the croaking of these frogs, but you can not see a whole lot because you're just basically almost like looking at a cloud because it is so ridiculously foggy outside.
Um,
So you really
a-
can't see out beyond the balcony itself.
It's
as he's
froggy
going
out there.
around to the doors, can I like look in the water and see if it like looks safe to walk through, so I can like get a better look at the mirror and the stone in the middle?
Yeah, Callum would be interested in this big pool of water in the middle as well.
Yeah, so
I
that
could
there.
just fly over it for you.
Does it look like I could walk? William kind of like looks around and like kind of looks at the mirror and just stops talking, and just waits to see what happens.
Ragnar would fly to the mirror.
Callum will start prodding the water, probing for a bottom with his big stick.
Yeah, it's about a foot. It's a foot deep. You can do
As
if you
people are
want to
starting
look. If you want to
to,
look more to see like if there's anything dangerous, you can do like an intelligence check.
Sure.
as they're starting to look, William was kind of just say, would it be best to wait until we speak with Bevlorna before we start looking around her belongings?
That's a valid point.
And actually, it would be a. I don't know if it would make any difference, but rather than intelligence, it'd probably be a nature check as far as looking at water.
Makes no difference.
I would assume that Arvid would be the best to look at nature.
I mean, you would assume.
I could.
There you go. Yeah, it doesn't look particularly safe to get into that water.
Yeah. William will look over to Ragnar and say, yeah, perhaps we should wait until we speak with Bevlorna. And he says it loudly, just so if anyone's overhearing, they hear him being respectful.
Yes, that sounds a fair point. How do we find her, though? Do we just call out?
Well, knock on some of the doors. We just need to deliver this book after all. And again, he's talking unnecessarily loud.
I'm not sure if the king would have mentioned it, but I mean, you can go. It's more than likely she's not here in this on this floor. Essentially, is that she would be higher up. And
Yeah, there's stairs here.
and you can go up if you choose to. You would then just need to decide if you wanted to look at anything else while you were down here first.
William made his point, so he's heading towards the stairs, just kind of looking to see what everyone else does.
I did say that Regna looked into the mirror, so if anything happens with that, she has looked into it.
Yeah, it's just it looks like a dirty mirror.
She's gonna just tilt her head and fly over here.
Yep, I'm just letting everyone make their own decisions and following the party.
Callum would at least take a peek at these mannequins on his way by. But he's not being particularly perceptive with that, like, 8. So,
Well, looking at it, 7 humanoid-shaped dressing dummies stand in the corner, 4 of medium size and 3 of small size. 6 of them are adorned with Bavlorna's shoddy home-stitched garments. The other one is bare except for an ugly pointed black hat. That's pretty much what you see.
Curious. Callum,
I take
Callum won't mess with it though.
can I take a peek through this door?
The door creaks quite loudly when you open it up. Looking in here, it's a large cupboard. There are fine scroll work frames on the cupboard's two doors, which are bridged by a circular panel of dark wood, and the panel is inlaid with a silver hourglass sigil. And remember that they are the Hourglass Coven, these hags.
I'm not gonna start poking around in their cupboard yet. Oop, she's not through this door, guys.
So, do you guys want to continue looking, or do you want to go upstairs?
William's at the bottom of the stairs, just looking at everyone else, waiting.
I mean, if everyone's lining up there, Callum will just kind of shrug and he'll go up the stairs.
While we're going this way, I'll open this door too and take a peek.
Much like Signe, he does not mind leading with his face.
She's not in here either.
Yeah, as you step in, a horse's head leers at you with glossy eyes, its lips drawn back with the pointed yellow teeth. It's like this is sort of like a taxidermy room with a bunch of partially stuffed animals.
Splendid.
Smells terrible, although I don't know if you can actually smell things.
I will close that door on my way out.
Up the stairs it is, then.
Seems that way.
So I
I'll
will
take
then ask
point.
everyone to stand still with your token, because this is one of the maps that is all on this. The floors are all on the same map, so I have to move you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I've seen a few of these recently. It's a solid idea.
Yeah, it just takes up a lot of, it saves a lot of space. So I'll just do it this way. So you're going to be moving up.
Right?
And then I have to move your, and you're all going into like, oh, there you go. So everybody should be,
I moved to
Here
make
now.
more room.
yeah, so you're in a hallway essentially with some doors. This is where you come up.
And is there more up?
There,
Yeah, are we on the top floor?
the stairs that you've gone up do not go up further.
Okay.
You're in a hallway. The walls of this dank hallway are covered with scores of portraits depicting grumpy, sad, frightened, and angry people. The figures include humans, elves, halflings, bullywugs, and goblins, among other things. The portraits are rendered in a variety of mediums, including paintings, etchings, and sketches. All are displayed in gaudy, gilded frames. A framed oval mirror 2 feet wide and 5 feet tall hangs in the middle of one wall.
Is that roughly the same size as the one that was downstairs?
It would be a little bit smaller than that one.
Okay.
So you've got doors to Arvid's right. So there's a door here, there's a door above Signe, and a door below Signe as well.
Guess I'll check this one first. And
Lady-
Ragna will give a little knock and see if she can open it.
You hear a voice say, "Come in."
Oh, I think I chose the correct door. And
Oh.
she glances back at the others.
You have chose wisely.
Wisely.
She will open the door.
And upon opening the door, you do see Bavlorna Blightstraw, who is an ugly, ugly hag. Let me see if there's a handout for her specifically.
Is it the really ugly one or the Wicked Witch of the West?
Oh, it is. It is that.
Okay.
Aw, she just needs a hug.
That's a picture.
And once everyone's inside, Ragnar would say, greetings, Bavlorna. We have been sent up to return this book on behalf of King Gullop.
I will, before we get that as well, I would let you know that you do see that there is two creatures that were having a conversation over tea in the middle of this room. So it wasn't just Bavlorna in this room. The first figure is sitting in a time-worn armchair, tall, lean woman, sort of a gray complexion, dressed in black, and a wide-brimmed sort of witch's hat. And obviously, I'm talking about the her, but it won't make the token big for some reason because Roll20 is being a jerk today. But that's who you see, and the other figure is Bavlorna, toad-like creature, bulging eyes, cracked skin, clad in a shapeless garment, and sits on the end of a love seat with her legs pulled up underneath it. You can see that there are flies flitting around her mouth, which hangs open when she sort of speaks. She does like a big, like, horrible mouth. And there are two little creatures flitting about the room as well. You can see that the room itself is filthy. There are dirty dishes and discarded food all over the place. The furniture, which was perhaps of fine quality originally, have stains of mysterious origins, and the upholstery has been patched numerous times. And you can see that there is set upon the wall a hulking wooden cabinet, and that there is behind you. You can see that there is a staircase that is going up. And before you made that introduction, as you walked in, she would have said, "What act of desperation compels you to enter my home, little darlings?"
Yeah, then Ragnar would have said what
Yeah.
she said, but also apologized for interrupting her tea.
And she sort of just hands out, or puts her hand out to sort of accept whatever it was that you were offering.
Yeah, she would have handed the book over.
Well, now that you've returned the book, is there anything else?
We have heard some startling rumors about your um heaven mate,
Scabatha.
Scabatha. We heard that she wants to, eh, well, dispose of you to take over your part of the land hither.
Where would you have heard such a thing?
Oh, it seems like the toads down below were speaking about it, rumors.
Well, I shall have to investigate that.
Yes, it's, at least from the rumors, it seems like it might be happening soon.
Did you plan on assisting, or did you just bring that information willy-nilly?
I'm not sure we would want to share more information in front of a. I'm sorry, I don't think we actually know your company, ma'am.
So she sort of just gives a very quick look to this creature, which you don't recognize as to what it might be, and it just instantly vanishes. And then she looks back at you and goes, "Better."
William is gonna poke Ragna in the middle of her back, like prodding her to say something.
She would say, "Oh, yes, of course, that's lovely, thank you. I suppose, well, um," and you see her cheeks start to flush slightly.
Do you think you're strong enough to take out your sister?
I could be, although there's something that I could use that would make that a little bit easier.
Now, what might that be?
I would require a portrait of Scabatha. Happens to be located in one of her abodes.
No, we could get that for you.
Well, there's a tree in thither called Loomlurch. Believe that it has been stowed there. There would be portraits of various people in that tree, but I would require the one depicting my sister, and perhaps I could use that against her.
Do you share a resemblance?
No, I'm the pretty one.
Duly noted.
So, do you have a way that we could get to this tree?
I can send you to thither if you agree to bring this back to me, but would require a certain amount of time, as in I would require you to return it to me within a certain amount of time.
I'm sure we could do that.
I mean no disrespect, but presenting you with this information has been a favor already. This task seems dangerous. Why should we undertake it?
Well, you certainly don't have to. You're the one who came to me.
Our motives are not entirely altruistic. We were hoping for some sort of reward for our services.
What is it that you would seek from me?
Surely someone as powerful as you has some trinkets you might be willing to part with that some lowly beings such as us might find use for.
You can see she starts to kind of stroke her chin a little bit, thinking about what she might offer you.
Perhaps simple passage across your various realms?
Well, I could certainly arrange that. I believe that there is a little scarecrow thing. Don't remember its name, but it would be able to guide you between the realms.
She glances at the others like, did I do good?
William is gonna kind of look around and just say, "Well, if it's okay, if your sister was planning to dispatch of you, do you believe she's trying to make a grab for your land, or do you think it would be uh, just out of perhaps spite or resentment?"
Hmm, probably both.
I do have an offer that may be advantageous to all of us. Uh, if you would hear me out.
She just looks at you expectantly.
All right. He's gonna. Well, as we've told you, with what your sister is planning, and it would appear that she perhaps wants to take over your domain. If we were to help you again get this uh, picture you require, as well as accompany you, if there is going to be a any sort of fight for the land, perhaps we could just assist you in that as well, and not even gain much for ourselves, but perhaps just a place in the realm.
Well, it is not my desire to do anything against my sister. I would require this portrait simply as a means to keep her from doing anything to me.
So defense instead of attempting to do to her what she wishes to do to you.
Well, I've only met you all, and you've only told me rumors, so I can't be 100% sure that she is also that she is obviously attempting to do anything to me. So it is best to be on the defensive.
This is true. Uh, is there anyone else who you may have a longer relationship with? If we're going to be going to her realm in order to retrieve this book, we could perhaps try to gather more information for you.
Unfortunately, she keeps that realm pretty close knit to her. I don't know anyone specifically over there, but again, I can get you there, and there is the forest in which Loomlurch is located that you need to go, and that she uses that as a layer. There again would be multiple portraits, one of myself, uh, one of Endelin, and one of Tasha.
Um, then perhaps the best course of action would be for us to go and retrieve this for you. Uh, and once we have completed the job, we can discuss terms of our arrangement. We can come to an understanding at that point. It'll give us more time to discuss what we would perhaps like as a group.
If you don't mind me asking, what exactly are these portraits?
To you, they are nothing but portraits, but to us, they can act as. And so you can tell that she hesitates to mention more. Um, Magical items of import against each other. I would require you to return this to me within 8 days.
What would happen if we fail?
Oh, well, probably a curse of some kind, and you can tell that she smiles with that big, disgusting mouth.
I am surprised if these items are of such value to those of your ability that you've been comfortable to let them sit with your sister for however long they have been there.
Oh, comfortable is a strong word. But up until you brought it up, I've not had any reason to suspect my sister was trying to kill me.
Can I insight that? Because we've been told that she loathes her and can't stand her, and
Yep.
it seems that they're at each other's throats.
Yeah, I'll inside that.
Yeah,
Ooh,
but that's
it-
just like
tell me everything.
usual sibling stuff, right? Like,
That's a 27.
I mean, you do get the feeling that she doesn't think that Skabatha's ever really attempted to kill her before. They are part of a coven, and if one of them dies, it makes them all weaker, so it's not exactly in their best interest for one of them to die. But yeah, they don't like each other.
Yeah.
But you don't get the impression that they're intending to kill one another, just because again that would weaken themselves.
I'm just gonna start looking at these guys with the expression of, is this really the route you want to take right now?
I mean, what we have discussed and what we have said so far. Is Arvid like clearly looking uncomfortable at all this?
He is not exactly pleased with how this conversation is going. It's clear on his face.
As William looks around, he'll look at Arvid and just say, "Well, you're more familiar with this realm than any of us here. What do you think would be acceptable terms?"
Well, I stated beforehand my opinions on the matter. I'll leave it at that. If you wish to go this route, that's your prerogative. Just know where I stand.
How long would it take us to travel to this location?
A few hours, I suppose.
So 8 days seems reasonable then. Do you expect that we'll have some sort of delay?
Suppose that depends on you. If you go straight there and are successful in acquiring the portrait, it should be no issue. But if you linger about and run into things that you shouldn't be running into, that might delay you a little bit.
And one other thing, just for clarification, you said there is a portrait of you there as well. And if you are able to use hers in a defensive manner, would she not be able to do the same with yours? You only want her portrait, not your own.
Indeed.
Very good.
It's more of, as I mentioned, a defensive measure, where if I have her portrait and she has mine, well, makes it less likely for someone to do something stupid.
Noted.
Maybe a quick moment to discuss amongst ourselves?
she just sort of nods, sort of not really caring.
Thank you. And she will kind of blush, have harder even, and leave the room. Her cheeks as red as the wings she has now.
Callum, I think, is the last one out. He closes the door.
I didn't do good.
You did fine. It's just some things came up that were apparently not discussed before. And William will look at Arvid and just say, "You knew we were coming here to strike a deal with her, and you seem upset."
We came here to assess the situation. You're currently about to make a deal with a hag.
Yes, that we. And William is speaking as lowly as he can, and he'll just say that we have a plan for it. And he'll like run his finger across his neck, like kill her.
I just realized, though, we don't actually need her. We know the creature she wanted to gift to us. We can, I mean, he likes us.
Precisely, so she doesn't have anything we need.
She is alive. Do we not have to get rid of the 3 hags in order to
If I
free?
might make a suggestion.
Please.
I believe with the information we have gleaned thus far, we can move on without making a deal and still have everything go according to plan.
I say we go get those portraits for ourselves.
I say,
I'm in the camp of we just deal with her now. The last thing you want is a hag in front of you and a hag behind you.
Signe
Want to attack her now?
significantly perks up at the thought of this.
given that we are still in this person's house, like Callum is being very quiet, but he will literally like go over to someone and just like whisper in their ear and just I think we take the pictures, we bring them to Scabatha, and we say that we were sent by this sister to retrieve them.
I may have misspoke, but Scabatha is where the portraits are. So the Loom Lurch, that's like her abode.
Ah, okay.
So
I
you'd be
misunderstood. I
going-
think you
yeah,
did say that, and I
So
misunderstood
you'd be
it.
going to Scabatha to get them from her, essentially, or steal them from
Oh,
her.
okay. So it's not somewhere they were just like hidden away. It is like her house.
Basically, yeah.
Okay, that makes it a little bit more complicated.
Hey, Arvid,
Yes,
what's the deal with the portraits?
that's a secret I can't quite tell.
If we were to gather them, do you think you could possibly use them to our advantage? If you were able to observe and study them.
Yes and no. Maybe not against the hags, but there's portraits there that probably need retrieving.
I would say you would know enough to know that you couldn't do anything with them.
Yeah, but she specifically said Tasha's was there. Which is definitely something they shouldn't have.
Well, I would say so. Do a history check. Okay. No further information.
Yeah.
William is going to kind of look and just. I may have been completely off from the very beginning of this. Is our goal not to dispatch of all 3 hags in order to return the Fae who can help your sister,
Zavilna,
Zavilna,
which again you know is frozen in her castle by
because
the
of these
hags.
3? Yeah.
Yes.
So William's kind of looking around, like, kind of like
Hey,
he thinks
Arvid's
he might be
agreeing
going
with
crazy.
you.
Yeah, oh no, I know, but he's looking at everyone else who's saying,
Oh,
"Let's
yeah,
just
no,
leave her."
I shake my head, yes.
Unless there's another way, Arvid, that you know of to rid the magic from this one without doing so, I don't see much of a different choice besides when it happens.
Well, there are ways to remove someone's magic, but it's not within our means. And it wouldn't come cheap.
Well,
You barter with weird shit here. What do we have to sell in order to get it?
I don't think we sell, I think we kill. Well,
Arvid, you're certain that this needs to happen for us to be able to free Sibyl?
I am.
William kind of, at the confirmation of that, William just nods and immediately goes into like strategic mode. He's gonna look at everyone and just say, "Right, well, everyone, we're going to go back in. Ragna, tell her that we've discussed it. Just gather, just gain her attention and speak to her. Signe, if you could stay in, perhaps once everything starts, perhaps bar off the door so no one else can come in.
Sure thing.
I will be behind her, and I will strike first, and it will go from there."
What is the lighting like in this room? Dim light, like full light?
Probably fairly dim.
Okay. I want to cast Shadow Blade and then hide the weapon on me.
I think that only lasts for like a minute, right?
Oh.
Oh
Yeah, no,
those-
you're right. Never mind. I'll wait until we start to do that.
Just imagine, like, you go in after 50 seconds, your first slash, it turns back into a regular thing.
Yeah, no, I was just thinking about like things to do in advance.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, casting it's only a bonus action anyway. I thought it was a full action.
So yeah, so
Nope.
William's gonna look around at everyone and just say, "Does everyone understand?"
As preparation for going into this, I'd like to cast a spell. I would like to use premeditated murder.
Callum just looks very weary for a moment, but nods.
Signe will work her way up to him and just throw a hand down, as a comforting pat on his shoulder and just give a nod, like, yeah, we can do this. We can do this. Starting to get a little hype.
William will look towards Johan and nod towards the door, like to head back in, and just whisper to Ragna, "Make sure you gain her attention."
And Ragnar will nod at that.
She can yawn and nod. It's fine.
Kara is yawning.
Yeah, she will walk in and immediately walk up to Bavlorna and just be like,
Johan, you
Well-
gotta get out of the doorway.
Oh, sorry. I was like letting you guys pass, but I'm gonna stay next to Signe because I'm gonna cast something on her when we get started.
William is gonna kind of just, as Ragna starts talking and stuff, just kind of like walk around, looking at things, and just make his way over to like the other side. Can I look and see if she notices me, like, or if she's paying attention to Ragna?
Ragnar will wiggle waggle her monarch butterfly wings to try to be as enchanting as possible. Distracting.
Do performance check.
Yay! Performance check +5.
Is it with advantage too?
No, it's just +5.
Ooh, so that's a. Is that with
23?
the +5 or is that a 23 actually?
That's a 23.
So yeah.
Wiggle waggle.
She does seem to be like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
So would I roll stealth to try to get behind? Like, guys, I'm not trying to make her not see me. I'm just trying to be like nonchalant and not gain attention.
Yep.
All right, so stealth. Not the best, not terrible. Hopefully hers helps. And I'm just gonna try to make my way behind her.
She's not particularly wise, so she didn't notice you.
All right. Once if Signe comes in and stuff, William will act.
All right, I will let you make an attack on her, William only,
And yeah,
and
well,
then
that is why
everybody will
will.
roll initiative after that.
Yeah, I will. If I do hit her, I will make it a crit. So, so this will be a rapier attack. A 15.
Just
Whoops.
hits.
Ooh.
I accidentally.
Oh, I rolled max damage. Do you want me to roll another D8 or do you want to just double it? Because I rolled an 8 on that, so I could either roll another one or we just double the 8s.
Yeah, just roll another one.
you
No,
delete
Johan
the-
is now the torch. That's
Yeah, can you delete the torch from the initiative? There you go.
So, all right, so it was 17 points of piercing, and then the sneak attack would be an extra 8 points, so 25 points of damage. Unless she has any reductions from piercing.
You only have a d6 of sneak attack.
Yeah, I'm only level 3, right?
Level 3 has 2d6.
I was gonna say I think you have 2d6.
Oh, did I just never... Really?
Yep.
Yep.
It's every odd level you get an extra.
To roll 2 more.
I could swear it was a little more. All right. Oh, yeah, there.
We just haven't been in a fight since you leveled up.
29. Let me change that then.
I think we started at level 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, because you guys were level 2.
Oh, wait,
when
no,
I
yeah,
filled
you're
in
right,
for
you're
a
right,
one-shot.
you're right. Yep.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, it's every odd level. It looks like you get one.
So,
Like-
yeah, so
like Shane
29 damage.
And she dies.
She does not die.
You wish.
Signa, you're up.
Well, that's wonky.
Ooh, what are these little things? I
Yeah,
saw
yeah,
them
didn't-
before.
Yeah.
they didn't poof away. We
They
just
did not.
we just let them hang around.
They look like little fey creatures. I don't know that Arvid would know what they are. I've never heard of them before, actually. I'll just tell you what they are. They're Lornlings, whatever the hell that is.
It just... All I can think of is, like, Alien when I see it. It looks like the head, like, that was, like, the extended, like, back of it.
I thought maybe they were quicklings and we were about to have a very bad time.
They look like quicklings. The art is the same, I think.
These are just asshole grapes.
But the one right next to you, Callum, is going to try and stab you twice.
Okay.
Yeah, shank.
What's your AC?
18.
All right, so it hits you or misses you on the first one, but hits you on the second one for 8 piercing damage.
Okay.
And it's a tiny creature, so it's just sort of like flittering about you, and then just like stabs you with a knife, and you're just sort of like. All right, it is Bavlorna's turn.
I say initiative did not go in our favor.
Did not.
I mean, Ragnar's right in front of her. She doesn't have to turn around, Matt. It's okay.
You did
Ragnar
stab her.
hasn't
in the
tried to
back.
stab her.
And And this one, I'm reading this skill, and it's just confusing to me, so... Give me just a second here. So, there is no save against this, William. You were just swallowed by her.
Eh,
She
Right.
turns around, opens up her big, gaping maw, and swallows you. And
Okay.
at the start of each of your turns, you take 3d6 acid damage.
Okay.
Additionally, you are blinded, which means you would have disadvantage on any attack that you would make inside of her. And you are restrained, which means you can't move, and you have, again, disadvantage on attacks, disadvantage on saving throws. You're not incapacitated or paralyzed.
Wait, not that I can't move. I don't have movement, right? Like I could still
Correct.
like try to break out and stab and stuff, right?
You are
Okay.
blinded and restrained. You're effectively like blinded and stuck in a web.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
you were stuck within her square, essentially.
Okay. Yeah, guys,
That's
don't worry.
not good.
I'm fine.
And that is a bonus action for her. So then she's going to turn around and attack Ragna twice. She's going to attempt to bite you first.
Yeah.
When she opens her mouth to bite you, you just hear help.
That is a 23.
Yeah, that hits.
I'll spend my reaction, Matthew. And could you roll again and use the lower roll?
A 20.
Still hits.
Well,
You tried.
well,
I don't think
Ragnar,
I've
you
seen
have
that.
advantage on your next attack roll, ability check, or saving throw.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
Saving me throws.
I have seen silvery barbs used so often in the West March I'm part of, and I don't think I've ever actually seen it like change a result.
It's worth a go.
I
So,
swear that spell is cursed.
oddly enough, I actually rolled the same amount of damage on both of those rolls as well. So it's 14 points of piercing damage. And
Yep.
you were also grappled.
Ouch.
So, am I in her fucking stomach and she just won't like is locked jaw on Ragna?
Yes. And also so what is your AC again?
18.
Okay, so she also casts a spell against you, but it misses.
Okay.
And it is Johan's turn.
Ragnar looks pretty hurt by being bitten in her jaw.
Like,
How hurt's pretty hurt.
More than half hurt.
So, Matt, and just to be sure, I didn't take any damage yet, correct?
Correct. The start of your
Because
turn.
I don't
you
remember you
took
telling
3d6.
me. Okay.
actually, let's start by getting Signe. Trying to prevent her from just dying, so.
Thank you.
Wait, is there any. Isn't it plus.
It's plus your wisdom.
Okay, so then add 4 to that.
Okay. Cool. Ragnar is back to almost full.
Anything else?
Nope, that's it for me.
Arvid.
Hold on, I'm gonna roll this real quick to see if it I don't know why it's not adding. I have the box checked to add ability modifier, unless it's...
Do you
You have to
specify
put it-
what's the ability modifier?
Yeah, I think you have to change it to
Oh.
what it is. You gotta put it to the wisdom.
Sorry, I thought it was class-based, so like you told it...
Right,
Not
but
on
aren't
these
you a-
sheets.
Aren't
On
you
the
a
other ones it
custom
is.
class too?
He is, yes.
I am, but I think I told it what my thing was. But anyway, I got it fixed now.
I'm gonna bonus action magic stones to create some. And I'm going to attempt to use my racial of sleep on this lordling. Let's see if it'll do well for once.
Ooh. Not a bad roll.
Eh. Probably not going to work, but
What type of save is it?
It's not. It's just if it has 23 HP or less, it's asleep.
Oh, I
Yeah.
see the spell save that threw me off. Yeah, it is asleep.
cool. That went better than expected.
Yeah, you speak for yourself.
Oh, you stabbed her. But yeah,
Any
that's
movement?
it. No, I'll stay here. I've created magic stones to throw, and I've put one of them asleep.
All right. Callum.
Well, Callum just got stabbed, but he's much more concerned about the woman who just ate one of his comrades and has started to eat a second one. So he's going to scoot up to here and just whirl around with that stick he's been carrying around this whole time and just smack her in the head. Or at least try to. And there we go.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah. So 14 bludgeoning damage. And then following up that dazing blow, he's going to throw a kick at her gut, true. Which is here.
Callum for the win.
Does that connect?
Oh yeah.
So there's that. And as it does so, you can watch as a magical energy seems to swirl around the strike, and it's going to do a little extra damage.
Doing monk things, right?
Kind of. Oh, actually, it's not going to let me roll that because of the way I set that up. I'm going to have to just roll it. Effectively.
Manually.
Yes. An extra 6 necrotic damage.
Ooh.
And that is Callum's turn.
Alrighty. So William, take 9 points of
Alright.
acid damage.
All right. So what are my options to try to get out of here? Is it like strength? Is it acrobatics? Is it what?
I believe it would actually just be an attack at disadvantage to try and cut your way out, essentially.
Oh, hell yeah. All right. Well, all right. So since I did have since I did prepare the acid thing, would that be a bonus action to use it? Since I I was preparing it by slipping it up my sleeve and stuff.
Considering you're restrained, it would be. I don't think you would get a bonus action at all.
Okay. All right. Well then, in that case, I will rapier and try to stab my way out. A 13. which I'm pretty sure is gonna miss.
It does.
Yep.
Well, but you see, you actually attack her touch AC while you're inside of her.
That's older editions. That's not true anymore.
I'm kidding.
And then yeah, if I don't have a bonus action, that means I can't do an offhand attack, right?
I mean, I guess technically it doesn't. It does the
Yeah, you should still have a bonus.
yeah. You have a
action.
bonus action. It's also a disadvantage.
Would I be able to just use the offhand to break the bottle of or the vial of acid I have inside of her?
So I guess.
All right. Well, actually, no. Fuck. You know what? That would probably hurt me too. So I don't want to do that. I'm just gonna stab her.
That feels like a very thief thing. Like they have a special ability that lets them do stuff like that.
All right. Yeah. So yep. Slicing with the dagger. The
Well, I mean,
dagger
I
in my
kind of
offhand.
thought since you were taking acid damage anyway, it wasn't the worst play.
Ooh.
Nice.
24.
Oh yeah, that hits.
So it'd be a 4 damage. I don't know if that would be enough to make her regurgitate me, but it's
It would
at least
not.
something.
Do you
All
get
right.
sneak attack being within 5
Yeah.
feet of her?
Since she is within 5 feet of someone, do I get sneak?
Not if you have disadvantage on your attacks.
I just know with the rose it says if someone's within 5 feet. I don't think the advantage or disadvantage matters.
There's a specific thing that says like you can't get it if you have disadvantage.
Okay. All right, then no sneak.
Actually, I take it back. Let me. There's a. I have to make a. I'm gonna make a con save on this actually. To see if she regurgitates. Yeah, she saves.
Okay.
Because I'm looking at it, it's if a creature takes X amount of damage in a single turn from the swallowed creature, they must succeed on a DC 14 con save or regurgitate the creature. And she did save on that, so.
Okay.
Bum, bum.
All right. Well, then to end my turn, I will just look out the throat and kind of give Ragna a thumbs up.
That Lornling is asleep, so it is Signe's turn.
Things do not appear to be going great.
William's nowhere to be seen. Ragta is being chewed on. Callum's been stabbed.
But you didn't smack her in the head while she was biting. And
True.
Kick her. You know, that went well.
There we go. Javelin the Witch.
Damn, everyone pulling out the stops.
Lots of crits.
All
Yeah,
right.
I'm not gonna argue it. And what is that? I rolled like what? Another something because I crit?
It
It's- I
auto
think
rolled
It
it.
already rolled the
it already
die.
rolled it for
Yeah,
you.
you just
Okay,
got a 1 on
gotcha.
it.
Okay, God, I just haven't done this in so long. Oh, I was starved.
Any movement?
No, because I still have the duty of blocking the door.
All right.
Did you want to rage?
I mean, yeah.
That's true. Yeah, I would like to bonus action rage. Though in hindsight, I probably should have done that first. That's fine.
Probably should have done that first, but you'll be raging for the next time.
Yeah.
It is Ragnar's turn.
Okay, Ragna is in the mouth of the hag, and she will slash it. Probably miss.
20. You got advantage on this one attack.
Oh yeah! Yay! Go there,
Dang.
and she's going to throw a divine smite into it. Divine smite.
Curse smite.
Yeah, paladins don't have spell slots, they have smite slots.
It's the only one got worth casting.
Basically.
All right. You can see that she's starting to get a little beat up. Blood's been drawn, and you see that she's starting to her bug eyes are starting to go like dart around, looking a little scared at this point. And it is you can't move, so I'm
What are you nipping at? What are you nipping at?
And then Lornling is going to go ahead and attack Callum again.
I'll take an attack of opportunity.
Go for it.
I don't have a thing for punching.
It's 1d1 plus your strength mod. You are proficient in the attacks automatically, so.
No, it's like more than likely I'll be attacking with dex, so I'll just roll a dex check.
I was gonna say, I think you have to be a monk to attack with dex unarmed.
Yeah, you do, unarmed. You have to use strength.
Pretty good.
So I deal a point of damage.
Yeah, it hits it though. Looks like it misses again on its first swing of its dagger, but it does stab you in the back the second time for an additional 8 piercing damage.
Sorry, I'm making noises to my dog. I don't know. I just realized my mic was unmuted.
Nice.
All right, it is Bavlorna's turn. So let's see. Double check her abilities here.
Oh, I shouldn't have done that attack.
Oh, because now you don't have your reaction.
Yeah.
Actually, could you have done that attack? Because didn't you already silvery barbs?
That was in the last round.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So in this case, Bavlorna is going to regurgitate William on her own.
Oh man.
She's then going to attempt to attack him.
So did she release Ragna?
Yes, she would have released Ragna.
So
what's
she's
your
spitting me out and then just beating my ass.
Yes. What's your AC?
15.
You are unconscious because she does 30 points of damage to you.
Oof.
All right.
That is
That
11
was pretty close to a one hit, like a insta kill.
was 11 piercing and then 19 necrotic. And
Yeah,
then,
that's very, very close to just insta killing me.
as a bonus action, you see her pull out a forked metal rod and
Oh man.
disappear.
Uh-oh. I've played enough Wizards to know what that was. Ah.
Still in combat with the Lornlings, but she is gone. So it is Arvid's turn.
Wait, what happened to
Oh, no.
me?
Yeah, sorry. I thought that was I didn't realize that I already hit the button. So yeah, you're up. Johan.
I will go and actually let's use on why did this not there?
I didn't realize that deleting her token actually removed her from the turn order, so
So I will transfer 12 hit points to
William.
William. That's the name.
Thank you.
All right. It would be Arvid's turn.
In Sylvan, I'll ask the Lornling, do you really still wish to continue now that she's fled?
Do a persuasion check.
$18.
I don't think they can beat that on any roll. I rolled a -1.
Ooh, lovely.
So the learning decides, I'm good.
So does that mean we're out of combat then?
Yeah, I'll
does.
I'll switch back to common and say he's not aggressive anymore.
I'll grab this one and try to restrain him before he wakes up.
Seeing that he's not getting stabbed anymore, Callum's going to back away from this one. Go over to William. Just all right. What's damaged? What's burnt? Broken?
We also might want to get out of here.
No, but I'm
At
gonna keep
this
pressure on it.
at this point, she could literally go to her sister, and I mean, at this point, she probably knows that we lied. And then we're gonna have to fight, what, 2, 3 hags at the same time?
To be fair, if she goes to her sister, what are the odds that they would then just kill her? They're
William,
not on
what's-
great terms.
Where are you hurt?
William kind of is just like
Incoming
kind of
thought.
coming to and just kind of shakes his head and just goes, "Where is she?" And he gets up and walks through and looks at this little thing and just, Arvid, find out where she is.
I'll switch back to Sylvan. Do you know where she went?
While this conversation is happening, William has walked right past Callum, ignoring him. So Callum is just going to reach out and put a hand on his shoulder. Friend, you need to rest. And as he does, some magical energy travels through his hands. He
Very
regains 6
nice.
hit points.
Thank you. He looks pretty good, I mean, he did just get knocked out and stuff, but compared to where he was, he is almost full HP, so he'll kind of look over his shoulder and nod at you and appreciate it, but doesn't seem like a good time for rest. And just kind of wait to see what Arvid says.
It wouldn't know specifically, but it would tell you that she likely fled to one of her sisters.
Well, he believes she fled to one of the sisters.
God damn it.
Seems likely.
Probably should have just taken the thing, gotten the portraits. And she lets out a little sigh.
Well, we know where to go next.
Is my javelin on the floor?
Nope, it probably would have went with her.
Yeah, thanks for not taking me in her stomach with her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of contemplated how that would work.
Yeah.
And she took my 6th favorite javelin.
Pat on the shoulder, awkwardly.
I want
Your
to check
6th
out these
favorite.
rooms, by the way. It's like, meh.
You want to look in the other rooms?
Yeah. Just to make sure we aren't going to get, like, jumped by things that are hiding in here.
Yeah.
And then what are these
There's-
things?
Clearly things in there.
Yeah.
Birds.
Birds? Oh, they're so cute.
Taxidermy birds is what they look like.
Less cute.
William is going to look at Arvid again and just say, ask where her room is, where she keeps her belongings.
Where does she keep her belongings?
He just points up.
Well, it's probably time for you to take your friend and leave. Don't you agree?
Agreed. And they will leave.
Well, her room is above, and her leaving.
William's just going to walk straight for the stairs. Can I just do my best to look for any sort of traps on the way up?
Yep.
All right.
William, take a back seat on this one. You already been chewed up enough, don't you think?
He is dead set on finding her room, and just
We'll
he
find
looks
her
at you. He
room.
says he looks at her, looks at you, Segna, and goes, this is not a time where we could really waste time. The longer we wait to do anything, the more prepared they will be. So
I just
we
said,
need
let
to
me
move.
take the goddamn lead.
You can't look for traps as well as I can.
She's gonna try her best to hardly fucking pick up William and put him behind her.
I'll try to resist it, but I don't think I'll be able to.
I mean, that's just athletics acrobatics, right? You're a rogue. You have a good chance.
Yeah, 6.
Fucking stupid soldiers, fucking getting hurt, fucking trying to do everything themselves.
And in his mind, he is just hoping for a trap.
There is no trap.
Fucking William, if I can know you've been through this before, you know I'm pissy after a fight, especially when it doesn't go well.
While they're having this argument, Callum's going to spend another key point to heal himself as well.
It's less of an argument and just more Signe fucking spouting off at the mouth.
Once upstairs is open, William just goes in and starts searching.
That's not upstairs. I have to be for token.
Who do
Oh,
we have
sorry.
here, by the way?
That is a cook.
Oh,
Also, how did you get through that? That door is locked.
oh,
You
locked,
don't
but
have
the door's-
collision on any of the doors.
Well, it's not that I don't. It's they didn't add them.
The map doesn't have collision on any of the dynamic lighting. I can
my
drag my
bad.
token right
so,
through
so you
walls.
said this door's locked, though?
Well,
Never mind, then.
it doesn't matter. I would have opened it anyway. And that cook is happy that Bavlorna is gone, so you don't have to worry about him attacking you.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna check more of these rooms out while I'm here.
Just gonna look towards Callum and Ragnar. Do you know why hags are, well, not liked anywhere?
I can hazard a few guesses, but by all means, elaborate. You're the expert.
Well, they have this really terrible habit of kidnapping children to eat and replacing them with hags.
You should probably not be able to move through things now. I don't know if I fixed that, but
Let's find out.
You're good. I can't move out the window. Well, I can move out the window, just not near it.
Nope, I'm good. I can't move through these random 2 doors that we didn't search.
I don't know why you wouldn't set the. Why would they not set that up by default? Like who would ever you want you to go through walls? Like that's so dumb.
I guess, like, maybe so DMs didn't have to delete doors to open them. You could just be like, yeah, you go through the door. Go ahead and move through the door.
It's still stupid.
Mm.
I mean, I get it, but I not my preference anyway.
Yeah, well, you could do this whenever, but William is going to look around up here.
Yeah, hey, let me help you toss the place, Mr. Bleeds all over.
Well, I don't think you could give me advantage, so I rolled a 1. And as he's looking, Arvid, you just hear William from upstairs go, Arvid, a bit of help.
I'll be up in a second. Yes, so that's why generally you don't do any deals with hags.
Alright, William. Come on.
I'd like to go up the stairs, please.
Ragnar would kind of look at Callum and be like, we didn't deal in children though, did we?
Not that I understood it, but, well, Arvid's the expert, so if he warns against it, he warns against it. Can't Sly, I'm almost a bit glad that she ended up getting away. Wasn't looking forward to that.
No, I'm not glad. She's probably gonna attack us with her sisters.
It's possible.
I'm
But,
also a bit worried for our scarecrow friend.
True. Yes, maybe we should go keep an eye on him.
Just let them know that we're heading there, I guess. Or I can
Yep.
do that.
Callum's just gonna get like halfway up the stairs and stuff. We're going to make sure our friend who can show us the way isn't being spirited off.
Be done shortly.
Signa, you find a padlocked chest that has clawed iron feet and the initials BB crudely carved into its lid.
Do we know Bevlorna's last name, like her surname?
I'm gonna immediately, because I'm still kind of pissed off and not thinking necessarily the most clearly, just take my great axe and try to break the fucking lock.
Give me 2 seconds here. This is not working properly. Hmm. Um, Mike, her name is Bevlorna Blightstraw. So
Okay,
yeah,
yeah, I was just wondering if we knew that because I wanted to know if we knew what BB was.
more this. All right. So, Signa, I'm gonna move you down here. Whoops. I'll move you down here because this is where the chest is.
Gotcha.
And as you smash it, it turns into a small animated object and attacks you.
Fair enough.
Which you gotta love because the token just says animated object.
Ha! So
24.
maybe not the worst thing I wound up to smash it. Yeah, that hits.
So it hits you for 10 bludgeoning damage. As you smashed the lock and it jumps up and smashes you in the face for 10 bludgeoning damage. I'm not gonna make you guys roll initiative. If any of you that are up there want to go ahead and try and smash it, you can.
Yeah. Oh, probably miss
It does.
that. And 2 1s for my sneak attack.
Yeah, I'll just throw a stone at it.
Man, if you ever wanted to kill one of my characters, this guy might be the one.
All right. It's a pretty tough chest, so it is still up. So Signa, if you want to try and smash it, you can. And you swing down at it and it misses, and then it's gonna try and smack you in the face again. What's a 14? I think that misses,
I
right?
was gonna say, while I do that, I'd like to spend my second rage, please.
Oh. Yeah, okay. So it misses you. You missed it, and it missed you. So everybody gets another round against it.
Fucking 8. 23. Oh, okay. Better sneak attack that time. So I
Plus
did 12
2.
points of damage.
So 11. Swing for 11.
Does a 13 hit?
It doesn't.
Shit.
But you had an 18, right? Because you're raging.
Yes.
Okay, so it is now destroyed.
Just lets out a. Rah! Where? Double checks there's nothing else to hit. Just kind of stomp away for a minute, try to calm down.
Is there anything inside this now that it's dead?
Yes, there are a number of things. One, you can see that there appears to be the remnants of what was a small marionette that has now been crushed to pieces. There is an unpunched ticket from the Witchlight Carnival, and it is signed by Isolde. You do not know, but
I will put it in my pouch. Isolde. You said it was for the carnival ticket?
yes, the Witchlight Carnival ticket, unpunched. And there are 3 spell scrolls tied together with a lute string.
All right. I will grab the 3 scrolls. Can I, like, are they written in common, like, or is it in some language I don't understand to where I won't be able to, like, tell what scrolls they are?
You probably have to do an Arcana check to see if you could decipher.
Not
Nope.
good. I'll
I
look.
will say that you can tell that they all appear to be the same spell scroll, like they're the same spell.
Okay. I'll look to Arvid. I'll just say, bit of arcane magic. You're more nature, perhaps. I don't know. You might be able to tell what they are though, and I'll hand them to him.
Well, I can check them out later on. I'm about to change my site if you want to follow me around the building.
To see if there's anything magical.
Yeah.
Right.
Sounds good.
Yep.
Yeah, so I'm not going to ritually, I'm just going to straight cast it.
All right, actually, give me like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Somebody's calling me.
Sure. All right, William, calm down. Sorry for yelling at you.
He kind of just looks at you and goes, "Oh, I don't care. You can yell all you
Perfect.
like."
Prefer not to. I'm also glad that your skin is still attached.
Agreed. I just wish we finished what we started.
Me too.
This is going to make things much more difficult.
Well, if it's
A
any
lot more.
consolation, she did look quite blooded when she fled.
Yeah, but still.
We should go catch up with Ragna and Caleb.
We'll also plan to have a quick look around the
Oh yes,
the
yes.
establishment to see if there's anything magical
yeah.
we can take.
Probably. Hey, what was in that chest?
There was a doll, a bit of a marionette that was destroyed during the fight, and
Oh, sorry.
of no use to us anyway. But then also I gave a bundle of scrolls to Arvid, and there was a ticket for the carnival that was unused
Nice.
with the name Isolde on it. So I'm not sure. That might be a famous name or something, but I don't know.
That's a good question.
All right. Sorry about that.
Matt, can I do any sort of check to see if I know the name Isolde?
Same.
No, because there's no way that either of you would know that name.
Then yeah, I guess I will just follow Arvid around as he does his thing.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm just going to walk around the entire establishment, see what's magical, and point it out.
Nothing in this room.
Downstairs.
There is a door. There is a door.
How about this
Yeah,
one?
well,
Door.
there's a dead thing in here.
Yes. There's a dead Lorn thing in there.
Can I search its body? See if I can tell how
So-
it died or anything?
You can do an investigation check, but this is a musty room that looks like a miser's attic. Lying in
God.
tall heaps of discarded blankets, quilts, cushions, and clothing, all shapes and sizes, not to mention musical instruments, toys, dolls, jewelry boxes, flower vases, child-sized caskets, and broken furniture. Among the heaps of junk are a few oddities, including a stag skull hanging from the wall, a white porcelain jar with chicken legs standing on a table, a fancy helmet placed on a faceless head of a wooden mannequin, a 5-foot-long bronze statue of a giant frog squatting in the corner, its mouth agape and filled with impenetrable darkness. A weak croaking sound calls your attention to a tiny, shriveled figure lying on the floor. It lets out one final gasp before dying.
Right.
Signet looks at the other two, shrugs, reaches out for the helmet, and puts it on.
Anything on your that you can detect?
Let's see.
Yeah, is anything magical?
That frog statue looks pretty sketchy.
Aside from the cursed helmet that Signet just put on?
Hey, you don't know that.
That helmet is magical that she just put on.
Wait,
Oh no!
Yeah, he'll just turn and look at her and go, well, that's magical?
I have good
the-
intuition.
The bronze frog statue is also magical.
I'll point at the frog.
Yeah.
Well, the helmet's mine.
If you look into the frog's mouth, I'm assuming that's where the magic comes from, and it does not look like a magic I want to meddle with.
I lit a torch so I could see, and I'd like to move over and put the torch inside the frog's mouth.
As she does that, William is walking right out of the room.
As you would put the torch in there, it would disappear into the darkness, and as you got closer to it, it would feel like you were. It feels like you're sort of like pushing the torch like through kind of like a almost like mud, like like there's resistance like as you're pushing it in there, and you can feel sort of a bit of a tremor as well, like there's something sort of like flipping around the torch. You know, you can feel vibrations from it, like there's something winding itself around the torch.
I pull the torch out.
Okay.
Is it still lit?
Yes, it would still be lit.
Is there anything weird with it now?
Does not appear to be so, no.
Hey, Irvin, is this magic now?
It is not.
No.
But yeah, also just to clarify this statue is huge, and looks extremely heavy.
Yes.
How heavy?
Just do a strength check real quick. You know, just kind of and then we'll have a guesstimate on how heavy Signet thinks it is. All right, about 750 pounds.
My carry capacity is 240.
Well,
Did you
Beth,
say this thing was made out of bronze?
It is.
I'm gonna tie my rope around it and just try to drag it.
William kind of pokes his head in and goes, "This might not be the time."
no, probably not. Let's try this one down here.
It's a balcony.
Well, it's a balcony. So we head down to the next
I'm
level.
not gonna open it up. It's just a balcony.
Yes.
Do I successfully drag the frog?
Probably not. I mean, I don't think you can drag it across that floor. It would probably start to break
The floor or the frog?
the floor.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Yeah, but I'm saying that it's breaking and starting to sink into the wood, which makes it even harder to move. I don't think you can drag. I don't think you can drag 750 pounds through this entire place because you also have to take it downstairs.
Well, I mean, it falls to the floor. That saves me some time.
It
True.
falls through this floor into the water underneath.
Okay.
I think 750 pounds is probably too much even for a barbarian to carry on her own.
Yeah,
It's
your
worth a shot.
drag weight's only double your carry capacity.
Gotcha. Okay, so it doesn't budge. I take back my rope and I follow.
Yep. Back down to the next level and walking around that level.
All right. Although actually you would come down here. I will actually. There are a fair number of different rooms in here, but for the sake of just wandering around and doing investigation checks, I'll let you know that there actually is not anything else of interest on this floor. I mean, if you want to go like, hey, here's the pantry with nothing in it, and here's the dining room with nothing in it, we can do that, but
Nah.
I think we are good to go then.
Probably just go down to the final level, give that a once over, then catch up with the rest.
Yep.
this is where it becomes difficult on these maps with everything because I have to zoom out so far to be able to like see everybody. So that was the taxidermy room
Yeah.
that Johan found earlier. I would say that the only thing, I'm not going to make a roll for it really. At this point, the only thing that you find that is, I guess, of interest is that there is a work table that contains, or on top of this work table is a small box that has drawers in it that contain glass eyes, and one of them in particular is made of wood, which which stands out as being odd. It's not magical, but it's just different than the rest.
Well, I'll take the odd wooden eye.
I'll take a glass eye that appeals to me.
You can do that. Aside from that, the rest of this place, there's a storage room over to the, and again, so I can click on it.
Is there anything in this cupboard?
Hey, look, Will, I found an eye.
Hey,
When I inevitably lose one in battle, I'll have a replacement.
In that cabinet, there is a bunch of junk, basically.
Damn.
A horseshoe, some feathers from various birds, a chipped teacup, old frayed coiled up belts, stray cutlery from different sets, loose buttons. So, I mean, nothing like that you want to grab necessarily.
I'll check the final door, see if there's anything magical, then just leave.
These appear to be rickety stairs that go down. Looking at it, it looks like it goes along the sort of the outside of the cottage, going down into the swamp.
That's it's just another exit.
Yeah.
Well, that seems to be it for this place.
Now we catch up to the others and make sure that our guide is still with us.
Well, let's hope.
So, back down to Downfall. Should be back in the center of the map.
Yep.
So now your choices are: how do you get back to Clapperclaw, and what are the events that had transpired while you were gone with the court?
Sure, everything went great.
We weren't gone that long. But I think we just cut through the swamp to get to here, so we just cut through the swamp to get back.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So you can see that there probably is a little bit of commotion, but not a bunch, and you would see that Illig is dead. And actually, I'm going to say that the guy that passed you the note is not there either. You might notice him being gone, but other than that, you can probably skirt around it for the most part, because the way that this map, it looks like you can kind of tell, but like you could probably sneak around the base of this, because it is it is raised, so that
Okay.
so the bridge is not at the same level as the actual court. You actually would have to walk up a hill basically. So you could, I won't make you do stealth. If you're all purposely trying to sort of skirt around the bottom of it, you could do so without drawing the notice of the court.
Hey, buddy, old pal.
Clapperclaw is still here.
Yep.
Fine.
Still hanging out, swinging his feet off the edge of the deck there. I say, oh, is everything okay?
We would
Ragnar.
like to take you up on your offer. And she kind of looks back at Callum.
Ragnar and Callum are both just still slightly bloodied. And
Oh, are you sure you're okay?
Yes.
They'll
we
live.
will be. We got here way before you guys.
Yeah, sorry.
Well,
Just perhaps we can wait for our friends to join us, and then we can be on our way, if that's possible.
yeah.
Thank you.
And the whole time while we are waiting for people to actually show up, Callum is keeping an eye out for potential threats popping up here and any signs of commotion from the hag's hut that we left behind with our companion still in it.
So aside from the Lornlings, the only other person that you ran into would have been the cook, and I didn't go into a lot of detail on that one, but the cook would have been actually quite grateful because he hated Bavlorna, so he's glad that she's gone. So aside from that, you didn't run into anybody that would have taken note in her hut specifically.
It'd be kind of funny if the whole uprising was happening while we were just standing there watching, like, this is a bit awkward.
It's a good thing it was done first, because otherwise Callum might have gone and intervened.
So we'll have everybody else catch up to you.
Yep. So everyone's here. So you're all still well. No sign of any returns.
Unfortunately.
Oh, Signe, that's a nice helmet.
Yeah, thanks. I intuitively grabbed it. Apparently, it's maybe magic or cursed. Who knows?
So
Oh,
the way it looks, it's sort of like it's got bronze around the side, and then the top of it has these weird sort of squiggly sort of metallic. It almost looks like a brain at the top, and then it actually has like eyepieces over it. One of them is just an open eye hole, and then the other one it has like almost looks like a jeweler's little magnifying glass thing stuck in there.
It's a good find, though. I should probably try taking it off.
You can do that if you'd like.
Am I successful at taking off the helmet?
Yep, comes off.
Okay, if I put it on the ground, it won't stick to my hand or anything, right?
Nope.
Okay, yeah, it comes off. We're good. I put it back on.
Okay.
So, is he still willing to be our guide?
He is, and just as a, because it's frustrating to me, there is no explanation given how he gets you there. At all. It does not say there are other people as well. Like Clapperclaw wasn't the only opportunity that you could have had to get to thither from hither. It just says that you need a guide to get there, and Clapperclaw is one of them. And
Our jangly friend, I imagine, was another one who we never found.
there's also a third one, and that one actually is described as being able to pilot one of the balloons, but that's not described as to what Clapperclaw can do to get you there. So I'm going to say he knows a secret like pathway to get you there. Makes more sense to me than this 3-foot scarecrow flying a balloon anyway. So he has a secret entrance that he'll take you to.
Secret tunnel.
So if you guys are ready to leave, he will take you.
I believe that is the case.
Mm-hmm.
Since you're probably in a bit of a hurry.
Mm-hmm.
Also seems like it might be a good spot for the evening.
Yes, that is what we will do. And then also I'll just move you to the thither map